Hi, Snake Diet Diane here with a short video on hunger or habit. Is your hunger really hungry, or is this just a habit you developed over the years to eat? I want to tell you a story. I went to the mall the other day to return a purchase I had made. And normally when we go to the mall, we always stop at the food court. That's part of the shopping experience, is you stop at the food court. So as I was pulling my car into the parking lot, I started thinking, I wonder what I can get at the food court. Should I get the same old thing, or should I try something new? And then I thought to myself, what are you doing? You're not eating. You're on a fast. You're not going to eat at the food court. And then I realized my stomach had started to rumble. Just the thought of going to the food court was making me hungry. Just the thought of it. And I wasn't even in the store. I wasn't even parked yet. So that got to me thinking about all the other things that trigger my hunger. My dad is a chocoholic, and so am I. And I take my dad to the Y twice a week. And whenever I go over to my dad's, he's got this big, huge stash of chocolate. And it's the good stuff, not the cheap stuff. And at this time of the year, right after Christmas, he's got a ton of it because everybody gives him chocolate for Christmas. It is all I can do to get myself in and out of that house without hitting his chocolate stash. I'm not hungry. I haven't had any cravings for chocolate, but the minute I walk in that door, I want chocolate. Another trigger for me is sitting in front of the television set. As I'm sitting in front of the television set, I suddenly get hungry. I want snacks. Because I always used to eat while I sat and watched television at night. Sit, relax, watch Grey's Anatomy, and eat. So now, even though I'm not hungry, haven't thought about food all day long, as soon as I sit down in front of that television set, I want something to eat. This is just habit. This is just a trigger that brings up those old habits. You're not hungry, and you can go without this food. You know that by now. So what do you do about these triggers? Well, the first thing you do is you recognize the fact that it is just a trigger, and that you don't have to obey it just because you have a habit of doing this in the past. And once you realize what it is, and that it's just a subconscious trigger, it'll go away. It really will. That need to go get some food, to eat that piece of chocolate, will disappear. But the first step is to recognize it for what it is. And there is a scientific study that came out years and years and years ago that said that if you want to develop a habit, you have to do it for 15 days. You can't do it for 5 or 10. You have to do it for at least 15 days straight before you develop an actual habit. The same thing works in reverse. As you ignore these triggers for at least 15 days, they will stop bugging you, and you won't have to worry about these triggers ever again. So what you need to do is decide what your triggers are. Look at your life. As you get an urge to eat, look and see what you're doing. What time of day is it? The other day I was puttering on the house, didn't have a whole lot of energy or urge to do anything, so I was just puttering with this and that. And all of a sudden I found myself standing in front of the refrigerator with the refrigerator doors open. Consciously, I never walked to the refrigerator and opened the doors thinking, gee, I wonder what's in there. It was a subconscious act. I was bored. And my subconscious took over and put me in front of that refrigerator. And I found myself standing in front of that refrigerator going, what are you doing, Diane? And how did you get here in the first place? So I closed the refrigerator doors, went back to doing what I was doing, which was just a little puttering around, nothing major. And literally 10 minutes later, I found myself standing in front of the refrigerator again, with the doors open. So that let me know my subconscious is actually ruling my life. I'm bored, and puttering around the house isn't doing it. So I was going to go get something to eat. And I didn't even have that conscious thought in my head. It was all subconscious. So as you go through your day and you're finding, oh, I want to eat, check and see what time of day it is. Check and see what you're doing. Check and see where you are. I'm at the mall, I need to eat the cafe court. I'm at Dad's, I need chocolate. So notice where you are, the time of day, and what you're doing when these urges to eat come to you. And if you're like me, I'm a big list person. I write them down. And what's nice is when you write them down, you'll find that they start to repeat, and then you know where your major triggers are. If you're a young mother, you've got children coming home from school and they want a snack. Do you have a snack with them? Well, if they want a snack before they go to bed, do you have a snack with them? If you're making lunches for your kids, do you take a little bite for yourself? When you make dinner for the family, how is that? That is one of my toughest things, is to make dinner for my dad and not eat it. So you've got to realize that they're just triggers. The smell of food, for instance, is a trigger, but you're not really hungry. You haven't eaten in days, your body is used to it, it's into your fat for energy. You don't need to eat, your body doesn't need the food, and you're not hungry. So there's something triggering that hunger. Stop, take a look around, and figure out what the trigger is. And then you won't have to fight it anymore. So, till next time, this is Snake Diet Diane. And please like and subscribe. It'll help me out a lot. Thank you.